This is Pedro Garcia.
Pedro Garcia, sí.
See. He is a victim of ocean acidification.
¿Ocean qué? ¿Qué dice esto?
He does not speak English. He is from Barcelona.
No, Barcelona, sí.
Como ha impactado tu vida la ocean acidification?
Bueno, mi madre, cuando era pequeña,
The other day, I woke up to the smell of smoke.
siempre me decía
I opened up my door and saw that my house was on fire. I quickly ran out of my house and made it onto the street. Since we live in the middle of nowhere, I had to run. I was found by these people that offered to take me in.
Ocean acidification has affected 23-year-old Pedro and his family by reducing rain amounts and making it harder for him and his family to farm. This small amount of rain caused his family's farm to be burned down, leading poor Pedro to run away for his life. He has been separated from his family for 2 days. Early this morning, Pedro was rescued. He is being rehabilitated at our shelter. Good to meet you, Pedro. Our solution to ocean acidification is to have people buy pine tree seeds, which you can get for, like $10 to $50 on Amazon, depending. You can even get them for less, actually. But by having these trees and planting them, it'll actually reduce the CO2 from the atmosphere, which will reduce ocean acidification. Now, how will trees reduce ocean acidification? Ocean acidification is caused primarily by excessive amounts of CO2 in the atmosphere. Trees are known to absorb the CO2 in the atmosphere. So if we have something that can absorb the CO2 in the atmosphere, and CO2 is what's causing ocean acidification, then that can greatly reduce the amount of ocean acidification. How does ocean acidification affect humans? It can damage human food supplies such as oysters, clams, crabs. Almost anything that lives in the ocean is affected by ocean acidification in a certain way. It can lead to a loss of jobs involving the ocean, such as marine biologists. The list goes on. Any job in the ocean can be affected by ocean acidification because it may, sway the balance of whatever there is. What is the chemistry behind planting trees to reduce ocean acidification? Photosynthesis in trees. During photosynthesis, trees absorb CO2 from the atmosphere and convert it into glucose and oxygen. As you can see here, this is the exact chemical reaction. Additionally, how this will help ocean acidification is the decreased formation of carbonic acid. As you can see, CO2 plus H2O creates carbonic acid, or H2CO3. Reduced CO2 dissolution means less carbonic acid, which is this, is formed in seawater. This will cause lower ocean acidity. Less carbonic acids being formed means fewer H plus, hydrogen plus, ions are produced, leading to lower acidity in the ocean. Why are we making this change of planting trees? Why don't we just do something else? Well, first, planting trees is a cheap and easy way to reduce ocean acidification for all people. Almost anybody can plant a tree. How will this affect people? It will help keep the ocean safe for swimming and keep the food supply steady. Without a proper food supply, then restaurants can go under, and then it just causes a lot of problems to not have the food supply right. How will this affect the environment? It will reduce CO2 and additionally create new habitats for animals and possibly even restore them. There's a lot of places around the world where trees have been cut down for paper or for other uses like urbanization or anything like that. So planting trees could actually give the habitats back to animals, which would be a very big benefit. What data is there to support our claim about planting trees? Well, for instance, there's a bunch of organizations that are already pretty much doing this. OneTreePlanted.com, HealthyTrees.com, and probably the most popular that I think almost everybody's heard of is Team Trees, which is actually sponsored with a bunch of YouTubers, including Mr. Beast. What are the pros and cons of planting trees? Pros: reduce ocean acidification. Easy and cheap to do. It's quite cheap to do. You can go anywhere from $10 to, there's really no limit on how many trees you could plant as long as you know where to plant them. Simple and a streamlined process helps give animals who lost their habitat a new one, or maybe even restore the one that they lost. The only con that I could think of something that's this simple is that if people aren't educated on where to plant them, they could potentially get in trouble. And what I mean is you can't plant this on government property or someone's property without them knowing. So the best places to plant them are on your property or places where you have permission to plant them. And if you do that, then you'll be fine. What are some of the potential barriers you could face? Not being able to buy seeds online. If this is a problem, there's a lot of places around town where you can buy them. You can buy them at any retailer, supermarket, farmer's market. You can buy seeds in a lot of places. You just got to look around a little bit. Another potential barrier could be not knowing where to plant the trees. What is the cost of our solution or planting the trees? Anywhere from $10 to $100 to, however far you want to take it, really. What material will this solution consume? Tree seeds. Will this affect jobs? Likely no, but reduce ocean acidification may. If ocean acidification is lower, that means there'll be more people in the food industry that can work with sea animals, and then that'll in turn create more jobs. Is it safe for humanity to use this solution? Yes, just be educated on where to plant them. Additional questions. Is this solution reliable? Yes, planting trees on Earth will always be an option as long as there is an Earth to plant trees on. Do the benefits outweigh the cost? The cost is quite cheap, so if we are to solve ocean acidification, I think the benefit of this is, way more than the cost, especially if you're only going to spend $10 on it, like 99% of people that do want to do this will. Is our solution long or short term? Our solution can be both. You can plant the trees, once or twice and then forget about it, or you can keep doing it for a while. How will our solution affect society and its culture? Increased job creation, better and more stable food supply, better and safer swimming conditions. Now, with all this being said, how can the changes be fully observed? Year 1. Most trees take a lot longer than 1 year to grow, so if there's any change at all at this point, I'd be quite surprised. Year 5. By this point, some trees, or at least a few of them, should be at a somewhat mature stage and be affecting the environment in a certain way, or at least be big enough to impact the environment in a certain way. Year 10. Ocean pH levels should be returning to their original levels, and the pH should be dropping, reducing ocean acidification, and sea life should also be making minor improvements. Year 50. Ocean acidification should be almost gone and almost not a thing anymore, and sea life should be at its most stable and healthy amounts.